Welcome back to Russell Does Stuff. This is Russell. I work 6 hours on Monday, 6 hours on Tuesday. Whatever I don't get done on those 2 days, I'll finish up on Wednesday. Then I have a fistful of days off to pursue my other passions, things that I could never do while I was out working 50, 60-hour weeks. I had help with my billing, so I didn't have to do that after I ate dinner anymore. When you're in a small business, you have to wear many hats. You have to go to the bank, you have to do invoices, you have to answer phone calls, you have to set up estimates, you have to run estimates, you have to do the work. It's not easy wearing all those hats. But it's a path to a destination. And you can do it by yourself. You can do it with help if you choose to. I would rope my daughter into those duties. Here's the body of that Jeep that's in my shop right there. That's how destroyed that thing was when I bought it. Most of the time, the people that were helping me, they didn't care about me. I had one person doing my billing, so she knew my personal business. And I think she was more interested in the money and what she could try to convince me to do with it. And I listened to her, some of her suggestions, and made some bad decisions because of the pressure from her. I landed a big job, and she convinced me to help her pay off one of her large debts, and I did. That person started trying to control me, and I took a pair of scissors and I cut the webbing, and I escaped her web. I got out of that situation as fast as I possibly could because her goals didn't line up with my goals. I didn't want to be where I was at. I was tired of not having financial freedom. It was exhausting. You could go to dinner. You could put a down payment on a car. Most people, are happy. Hey, look, I just bought this car. And they show it to everybody. Hey, look what I just got. Or look where I just went to dinner, I got to thinking, that's not reality. It's, hey, look at my car payment. Look at my 82 months of car payments. Hey, look at this. What do y'all think about that? Hey, I'm gonna drive my car payment to the beach or a grocery store, or most people only drive a couple miles one way, unless you work far away. These car payments are like $600 and some. That used to be about the mortgage for a house a month. I had a car salesman that I became friends with. I used to buy my vehicles from him. You know, I don't think that way anymore. I don't ever want to see that guy ever again. When I'm talking with him and hanging out with him, he's strapping me with debt. I'm not doing that car dealership a favor by buying a vehicle off of them. You know, oh, I'm going to come in and save the day. Their sales are low. I'm going to buy this vehicle from them. I changed my thinking. And it took a long time to change that thinking, you know. As soon as you drive that vehicle off the lot, it's what called a used car. And it depreciates. But that's just all common sense. What I really want to talk about today is some of the stuff I wrote down on this board here. I've been influenced by a lot of people in my life. Good people, bad people, and just downright ugly people. Not physically ugly, but ugly in the sense that they don't want to see their friend Russ succeed. Okay, they want what Russ has, or will get in the way of Russ doing things. You've ever been in that mindset where you got to get this done now, and then these people put up roadblocks in your way? They don't have the same passion and the same drive for you. Okay? What is a common man? Well, a common man is not me. And if you're going to be in business, you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're not going to be a common man. There's some traits to not being a common man. I take risks. I risk it for the biscuit. I failed at marriage. I failed at 10 businesses. I filed bankruptcy. During all this turmoil and loss and stuff, I've always helped people. You know, when you have tools in a truck, you can help people out. If you have knowledge on how to turn a screwdriver, you can help an awful lot of people out. People were sucking up my time and pulling me away from my goals. I was helping them. About 4 years ago, I decided to stop helping everybody that never helped me. You don't show up to my house and come visit me when I come visit you. You don't call me when I call you. You know, and seeing me once a year, that don't count no more. I got rid of all these people in my life. I help out just a few people now. A small handful. I sifted everybody out of my life. Okay? They were taking advantage of a person who is not a common man. Okay? I don't concern myself anymore with people that are doing better. I don't care. We don't sleep in the same bed. We're not in the same boat. We're not headed in the same direction. Oh, Uncle Joe, he just sold his house and made $500,000 on it. Good for Joe. I'm happy for Uncle Joe. All right. You know, Pete's got divorced, you know, and now he just lost half of his fortune. Well, sorry about Pete's luck, you know. I don't concern myself with that stuff. You know, these guys gonna come visit me in the cemetery? I don't think so. You know, the paths that I'm taking are different than those of other people. All right, my path is risk. My path is reward. Okay. I try to learn something new every single day. And when I do learn something new, and a few days have gone by, I realize, oh, I didn't realize that. There's all sorts of stuff on it. I watch the History Channel all the time and Discovery Channel all the time. I'm the guy that knows everything. It's not true. I learn stuff all the time. I like to learn stuff. It does something up here, you know. I don't drink and do business anymore. We've all had a few beers and bought that toy on eBay, and the next day said to her, "What the heck did I just do?" You know. I've made business decisions while drinking. I don't do that anymore. Okay. To be 100% not a common man isn't easy. You have to work at it. Okay. I had to learn how to say no to people. I just started saying no to people a couple years ago. Hey Russ, can you do this for me? No. Hey Russ, you want to invest in this? No. Hey, I found this Jeep in Naples. Let's go buy it. No. All right. Let's go to this restaurant tonight. Well, where is it? What is it? No. No one cares about me. No one cares about you. Ever heard of William Clement Stone? I was introduced to him when I was in 10th grade. The teacher I had never ever mentioned his name, but he did mention something that Clement Stone's famous for. I don't ever hear YouTubers mention this guy's name at all. I don't hear anything about it. I got on the internet this morning and tried to pull up what he's famous for, which is attributed to somebody else. But he sold this on his poll to everybody. He's the guy who went around saying PMA, positive mental attitude. Okay? You have to have a positive mental attitude when you're not a common man. I had to have a good attitude during the roughest times of my life. Okay? Because I always bet on me. I knew that I will overcome all these obstacles. When I filed bankruptcy, I had no choice. The economy collapsed. I lost everything I had. I relied on people paying me to pay my bills. I had employees go rogue on me. I had a business partner go rogue on me. This guy, William Clement Stone, look him up. That's your homework. Teaches a mindset. He's about sales skills. He's about developing your sales skills. You got to get good at sales if you're going to be in business. If you're going to be a common man, you're not going to be interested in this stuff. I do not choose to be a common man. It is my right to be uncommon. If I can, I seek opportunity, not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled and dulled by having the state look after me. I want to take the calculated risk, to dream and build, to fail and succeed. I refuse to barter incentive for a dole. I prefer the challenges of life to the guaranteed existence, the thrill of fulfillment to the stale calm of utopia. I will not trade freedom for benefits, nor my dignity for a handout. I will never cower before any master nor bend to any threat. It is my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, to think and act for myself, enjoy the benefit of my creations, and to face the world boldly and say, that have I done. All this is what it means to be an American. Some call it the common man's creed. This was read to me in 10th grade. I think there's another form of it or whatever. This was attributed to I think his name was Thomas Paine, and William Clement Stone lived his life by this creed. And it's okay to have creeds in your life. You know, it's a roadmap. It helps you stay grounded. Look him up on the internet, Clement Stone. He owned Combined Insurance. When I moved to Oregon, before I started an air conditioning company with two clowns, I was offered a job at Combined Insurance. They wanted to meet me in the Mercedes building in Oregon. I think it was in Portland, Oregon, where we had the meeting. I put on my best tie, my best Tommy Hilfiger shirt. Now I'm a redneck from the country. This guy had a 15-minute meeting with me and hired me on the spot. Gave me a bunch of information like this, said I worked under so-and-so's license and sent me out into the streets. I called on existing customers and non-existing customers. After a week, he wanted to make me a sales team leader. I wasn't a good salesman, but I had learned enough to survive. The guy gave me a signing bonus of like $500. Was going to give me a signing bonus of like $500. Put me up in hotels. I would travel the United States. I turned it all down to go start an air conditioning company with two of the brightest minds on the planet. I might have been drinking when I made that decision. Who knows? I don't remember. If I have one tip to give anybody, is don't be a beep beep artist. Don't be a bull beep artist. Never lie about yourself. Always be honest with people. No matter what. Okay? If somebody asks you a question about your experience, your past, your education, you know, anything, don't ever lie to people, okay? Because that'll be in the back of your head floating around while you're interacting with customers and dealing with those people that you've misrepresented yourself to, you know. If you just start out in business, don't go around saying I just started, okay? That's not lying. You're experienced. I'm your guy. You know, don't ever say, oh, I just started and I don't know what I'm doing, and you know, you still have confidence. If they ask you, how long have you been in business? Then be honest with them. I just started, and then shut up. And then listen to what they have to say. And then overcome those objections. Well, we're not sure if we want you working at our house because you just started. Well, I tell you what, give me a chance. More times out of 10, they will say, all right, we'll give you a chance, but just this one chance, and don't screw it up, all right? So always be honest with people. Trust me. You don't want them finding out halfway through painting their bedroom that this is your first painting job. And now you're, you know. So always be honest about yourself and who you are. What is a common man? It's not me. And if you're watching this video, it's probably not you. I didn't go to college. I don't have a MBA in business. I don't have a degree in finance. I know how to stick a key in a truck and turn the engine on and get a map book out and figure out where I'm going, you know. You want something bad enough, you'll eventually get it. And just remember, nobody cares about you. Nobody cared about me. Nobody came up to me and said, "Hey, I heard you started a new business. Do you need anything?" When I started my landscape and lawn care and cleanup and tree business, I needed a hedge trimmer. I went to the one person that I knew that had one. You know what they told me? No. I couldn't borrow it. I just needed it for an hour. I used to work for those people. I grew up with them. We grew up together as kids. He's a very wealthy business and landowner because of his father. I needed a hedge trimmer. I said, just give me the attachment. I'll swing it in the air. I'll be the engine for it. I needed to do a good job on this property. It was my shot. I was given a whole house to clean up, and I needed that hedge trimmer in a bad way. And then the girl I was dating, she sold the wedding ring she had, and then I went to Home Depot and I bought a Ryobi hedge trimmer. You know, the thing that was like a kid's toy with blades on the end of it. Biggest piece of junk on the planet. I think it only lasted like 3 or 4 jobs. You know, the plastic was breaking and all that, but that's not the point. To this day, I don't let it bother me, but I had to come up with another solution. Okay, I went to somebody and asked them, "Hey, I need help," you know, and she helped me. Always rely on yourself. And remember, nobody cares about you. Nobody. So if you like this kind of stuff, my name's Russell with Russell Does Stuff. If you're just passing through and this isn't your thing, help a stranger out, like and subscribe. If this is your thing and you like my videos, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. I'm going to do a video next month about one of my investments that I made and explain all the details, and I might hire somebody to help me out with some of that videoing, because it's going to be a lot. And I'll keep everybody posted on that. So, till next time, this is Russell with Russell Does Stuff.